Need computer training for a group or office? Contact us today to get a free demo of our training at www.teachucomp.com/enterprise-licensing.
Excel provides you with tools that assist you in managing your workspace when you have multiple workbooks open. In Excel, you can have many workbooks open at a time in order to perform functions like copying and pasting text between them, for example. To see your options for managing multiple workbooks, click the View tab in the ribbon. In the Window button group, you will find commands that allow you to manage your open workbooks. Let's examine the basic commands that can be found within this button group. At the left end of the group, you can see the New Window button. You can click this button to open your current workbook in a new window. This can be useful when you want to use two different views of your workbook simultaneously in two separate windows. Changes made in one window will appear in the other. When you have multiple workbooks open, you can click the Arrange All button to arrange all open workbook windows on screen. In the Arrange Windows dialog box that appears, you select an option button to choose the preferred organizational layout for your open workbooks. Your options are tiled, horizontal, vertical, and cascade. Select the desired option and then click the OK button to apply the selected arrangement to your open workbooks. The tiled layout displays the workbooks as smaller windows that are arranged like tiles on a floor. This view is useful if you need to see data from all of the open workbooks simultaneously. The horizontal and vertical choices are like the tiled option, but will only stack the open workbooks either horizontally or vertically across the main Excel screen. The Cascade Arrangement is useful if you want to be able to quickly switch between open workbooks while maximizing the amount of viewable space for each workbook. This option cascades the open workbooks from the upper left corner of your screen down to the lower right corner, overlapping each other so that you can view the title bars of each open workbook. The active workbook is lowest and foremost in the cascaded stack. You can then click on the title bars of the other workbooks in the stack to switch between them. Or you can also use the Switch Windows button that appears within the Window button group to switch between them as well. Now, many users want to view information in two different sections of a very long worksheet within a workbook simultaneously. You can freeze one or two sections of a worksheet to prevent scrolling, and then scroll the unfrozen section of the worksheet to view two different sections of a worksheet at the same time. One way to freeze panes in a worksheet is to select the cell that is below the row and to the right of the column that you wish to freeze. Then click the Freeze Panes button within the Window button group and choose the Freeze Panes command from the drop-down menu. Now when you scroll through the worksheet, the information in the frozen panes will not scroll. Note that you can also click the Freeze Panes button and choose the Freeze Top Row command from the button's drop-down menu to simply freeze the top row in your worksheet, or select the Freeze First Column command to freeze the first column in your worksheet. This is useful for keeping column and row titles in view while looking at data. Also note that the Freeze Panes command is a toggle command, so you can click the Freeze Panes button and then choose the Unfreeze Panes command from the drop-down menu to turn this feature off once you're done using it. Another tool that is useful when working with longer spreadsheets is the Split command. This command gives you the ability to split the Excel worksheet into different panes. Each pane contains its own horizontal and vertical scroll bars, so you can scroll each pane separately in order to view information from disparate sections of the worksheet. For instance, you could split a long worksheet horizontally so that you could see column headings at the top and any totals at the bottom of the columns at the same time. You can click the Split button in the Window button group to split the current worksheet into 4 separate panes. This allows you to scroll each pane to independent sections of the same worksheet. You can click the Split button again to remove the split panes when finished. You can click the Hide button in the Window button group to hide the current workbook window. You can then click the Unhide button to open the Unhide dialog box. You can select the name of the workbook that you would like to unhide from the list shown, and then click the OK button to unhide the hidden workbook. The next section of commands within the Window button group assist you in comparing multiple open workbooks. You can click the View Side by Side button to compare multiple open workbooks side by side, with each open workbook taking an equal portion of the screen display. You can use the Synchronous Scrolling button to toggle the ability to simultaneously scroll multiple workbooks that are being compared side by side on or off as desired. Note that you must first have the workbooks opened, and you must have already clicked the View Side by Side button before you can use the Synchronous Scrolling button function. Also note that if you have the Compare Side by Side feature enabled, and then resize or reposition either of the open workbook windows, you can click the Reset Window Position button to reset the placement of the open windows. Now, at the far right end of the Window button group on the View tab in the ribbon is the Switch Windows button. You can click this button to view a drop-down menu that shows the titles of all open workbooks in Excel. You can select the name of a workbook shown in this list to switch the focus of the application to that selected workbook.
Like what you see? Get a free demo of our training for groups of 5 or more at www.teachucomp.com/enterprise-licensing.